Welcome to Tuesday Sewing, and I thought I'd just show you the first finished page for my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. We did the Alphabetico letter from Rachel's Alphabetico kit, and I turned that into cloth, and I've now pinned that on with a gold garment pin, rose gold, because I thought it matched the little stars. So that's first page done. So I'm a little bit behind. And also I'm not forgetting that I have promised that we're going to be doing some work on my Jessie Chorley wall hanging. Right, page 2. This is what I've done so far. Oh, and guess what? Guess what I found? My felt mat. It was in the drawer under the bed. I put it under there when we moved. Because we just took the drawers out and moved the drawers as is, and I'm so pleased because I'm lost without it for sewing, really. So the next one is favourite laces, and what I've done here is I've put some fabric, Sanderson fabric, as a base, and I've just done some running stitch on there to keep that in place. And I wanted to thought we'll showcase the laces. We could pick them up and have a look at them, you know. So these ones, I love them. They are from Cynthia, and I'll put her channel down below. I want to say Only You Journals, but I don't think it is. But I'll put the link down below so you can go and check out Cynthia's channel. She's a lovely lady. We did a tag swap at Christmas, and she sent these beautiful vintage lace. In fact, this looks older. It looks quite antique, this one. It's very fine. So I've been hoarding them, and I thought this would be ideal. This is off a really old tablecloth that was David's mum's. I've gone ahead, I've put 3 favourite little mother of pearl buttons that I've been hoarding there. So it's all the hoardy stuff's coming out. And then, as I say, these 2 were from Cynthia. I've put an old button on there. Now, what I'm going to do across the top, I've tacked those in place. And then I've got some more that I've been keeping. Last piece, I think this is of this old lace. And I have planned, that's what I'm planning, to have that along there. Sorry, I'm David zoomed in because there's, you know, 1 or 2 of you say it was difficult to see the stitches, but unfortunately my hands are going to get in frame as well. So I've put this little bit on there, and as I say, we're going to stitch that on. And I've got this other button, which is actually an Art Deco button. I think it's Bakelite, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to put that there or where I'm going to put it, to be honest, or whether I do at all. I'm not sure. Also, I've bought these colours. These are some threads that I have been hoarding, and it's silly, isn't it? You know, need to get the benefit of it. So seeing as we're putting on some of our favourite pieces, then yeah, use our hoardy threads as well. And this is made in the USA, actually. It's Edmar, it's Lola. I got this from Viking Loom. I'll put that, they do they have got a website, Viking Loom in York. But it's Edmar, the brand. This is DMC, and these are DMC thins. These are the really fine ones if you want them for sashiko. 758 and 3033. More like a cotton feel, actually, to me when you... So I've got these out. I'm going to use them. I've got some... also, I've got some of the cream already wound on there. So to start with, I'm just going to sew this in place and then decide what stitches we're going. I don't want to over embroider it with this. So I hope you can see that okay. Because, you know, the laces are the star of the shows, aren't they? You don't want them to be overdone. So I hope you're all doing well. It's great to see what everybody's doing on the Journal of Stitchery Facebook page. Don't always getting time to interact with people on there because I'm in and out of hospital at the moment. So I'm just filming as I can. And we've got the latest prompt now, haven't we, of favourite fabric. I've got quite a few of those as well. So I think it is a nice way of being able to appreciate them instead of having them in a box. You know, I've started wearing it. I should save clothes for best. And then really, we don't often go anywhere for best. So, yeah, I've started to think you get the pleasure of these things while on an everyday basis. Half the time, I'd saved them for best, and then I put too much weight on them, and they never fitted me. So I never got the benefit of them. Never got the benefit of them anyway. So I think do the same. Oops, sorry if I've knocked you. Do the same with all your hoardy fabrics, crafting supplies. Right, so that's just going to lift up there so you can see all the laces. I've not put them too near the top because, as I said, my plan is, so that's going to be number 1. And I'm going to think of some way of, well, pretend that's how I'm going to fit them over the top. There'll be something along the lines of that with embroidery on. And then each page will be lifted up. I've not done this before where you've got a lifting up page instead of horizontal. So that's the sort of idea that I think is for fastening. So I'm not going too high up there so that we can attach whatever we decide to put on there for holding it. Now, I'm fancying putting some stitch down there, and I think we'll have a bit of colour. So I'm going to, there is a knack with these. Oh no, I'll use this one. This is going to be a faff, I think. Trying to get it unravelled. Okay. Right, so that's it unravelled. And usually you get the one in the middle. I think that's got... Trying to find my stitch cutter, because if I start putting them big scissors through, that's it. If I start putting them big scissors through, it's likely to damage it. So crikey, that's tough. There we go. It's suddenly gone like a bird's nest. Oh, okay. The idea is to take the one out the middle, and usually that stops this happening, but it's not doing. Look at it. There we go. And we'll wind that onto some card off camera. Well, so much for me trying to protect it in a good position so it don't all ravel. That didn't work, did it? But usually what you do is you find the one in the middle and you can pull it, so that don't pull the one that's most obvious on the edge, because that gets it all tangled. If you get the one out the middle and pull it, usually you can then pull it without making a bird's nest. But I think this, because it's like a silk fabric, it's got a mind of its own. I'm just going to take that, and I've realised now that what I thought was wrapped round was part of the thread, not a separate piece. So I'm sure it's not just me that struggles with it. It's very, very slinky fabric thread. It's very slippy. Probably have to get a bigger eyed needle. I've got this one because if we're doing a lot of, I want to do bullion knots, and you need a needle that's straight all the way. You don't have to, but it is easier if you've got a straight ended eye. There we go. This is going to be a nightmare to sew with. Look at it. I think I've gone off the idea now. It's coiling back on itself. Can you see? Right, let's see if we can sew with it. Make it a bit smaller. Right, here goes. Shredding, isn't it? Look at that. I don't like it. It's quite expensive as well, you know. And I think, right, one last go, and if not, we'll go back to normal cotton. I didn't want to be using really thick. It's the really thick thread because it's delicate lace. This is twisted. You can see now, and the twists are very easily coming undone. Look, coming undone before they even go through the eye. Right, okay, let's see how they perform. You can but try, and I think sometimes if you're not using threads that you're not used to, you have to test to see, but I'm not liking that already. Can you see how the unraveling's happening? Okay, let's do some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I bring your wrap down, and you bring them your needle through. Oh goodness me, this isn't going to be great, is it? Needle through, and there you've got There you have it. I don't think they're going to be the most successful threaded. Pull them through, and as you're pulling them through, this cotton's trying to unravel itself, but still they're quite pretty. I don't think that you'd be able to use long lengths of this, because you can see it's getting quite tatty as it's coming through. Oops, ouch. Can't swear on camera when you stab yourself. Okay. It's very difficult as well, because there isn't much space now with zoom right in. The camera's like, I'm having to bend my neck down to see what I'm doing, because the camera flaps in the way. 10. Not loving this at all. And then you go back down into where your original stitch was. So we've got 3. We've got 3 there. I'm not over thrilled with it. That's such a shame, because it's quite expensive. It's one of those that it deteriorates as you're pulling it through the fabric, look. So yeah, I'm not happy with that. Okay. Let's go for this colour. There we are, look. I take one off and I pull that to there, and then you get the one out the middle, and it just does it without pulling it all to bits. That's Nelson, my dog. If you don't know my channel, if you're not used to my channel, that's Nelson. He's a cockapoo. We've got some squirrels that keep coming running up against the wall at the side of the house and over the front garden. So he spends all his day on squirrel watch. Right, okay. So let's see how this one performs. I've done it double because it's quite fine. Okay. I've done 10 loops. Don't do it too tightly, because you've got to pull them through. Okay, so you pull your thread forward and pull those through nicely there, and then back down near to your original hole as you can, and that gives you your bullion knot, bullion stitch. So this is a lot easier, isn't it, really? Just clipping that end. 1, gradually just pull it through. And a lot of these stitches are, if you want to check out some more stitches, if you go to last year's December daily, 12 days of Stitchmas, there are other samples there for you, really. Okay. not too tight, just then they can run through nicely. And there you go, I've done 3 of each there. So that's those on that side. I think I'll do 3 at that side as well. So I'm just going to tie this off. Save all your little bits in a little jar for your ort. They call it an ort. And all your little bits like this, you can save in a little jar. If you make journals or whatever, I save them all and use them up for making journal covers, or handmade paper. If you're making handmade paper, I haven't made any for ages, but I think I ought to have some. Sorry, I'm just cutting this off camera because it's not easy to do at arm's length. So I'm just going to put 3 more in there. Just think it looks odd stopping it there, middle of nowhere. Okay. Oh, sorry, I've forgotten my tea. Okay. I'm going to start from this end. There we go. It's been really enjoyable doing these Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. It's been good fun to have a different sewing project to do. Okay. And this is when you realise that it helps somewhat if you've got a needle that's the same all the way along, so that your eye, so if you look at that, you can see that's the same all the way along. Some of them have got more rounded eyes, but if you're doing anything with knots, you can do them with any needles really. I didn't buy any specific embroidery needles for a long time, but these are just easier to slip the knots through. Same with French knots. If you've got them all completely level, your needle, and then back down through as near as where your original stitch was. There you go. And we've got 3 there. That's a bit of a wonky one. It wants to curl on its own, doesn't it, that one? Okay then, so I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm going to carry on doing some work on this. I thought I'd just bring you along while I showed you what I was thinking for this next page. And think about layering your laces up instead of rather putting them all on your page. Layer them, and then you can, you know, you can make more of a feature with it. So there you go. Thanks so much for joining me. Have fun out there, all of you that's doing Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. All the details will be left down below as normal. And thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe. It really does help YouTube push my channel out for more people to join our lovely community. So take care out there. Bye for now.